Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jenny Love here, and today I am going to discuss my thoughts and feelings on the entire Gypsy Rose situation. All of you guys know that I do spirit box videos. You guys can see that behind me. And one of the spirits that likes to come through the most and talk when I do spirit box sessions is Blanchard. And again, for those of you who follow my channel, you know this. I upload videos all the time doing spirit box sessions, communicating with Dee. And some of you have actually left comments underneath some of those videos wanting to know where I stand on the entire Gypsy Road Blanchard, Ken Urker, Ryan, Baby, Dee thing, right? I know that some of my questions in my spirit box sessions might be a little misleading and might confuse people, like what side does she stand on, right? As as one who reaches out to the spirits to ask questions because we want answers, sometimes we have to ask questions that might make people think otherwise. And I just want to clear this up. So in a few videos ago of a spirit box session that I did reaching out to Dee, I did ask you guys if you wanted me to make a video discussing my feelings and thoughts on the whole thing. And a lot of you came back and said, yes, please do. It's confusing to some. So while I want to maintain the utmost respect for anybody and everybody and not generate any kind of drama or, anything like that. So here it goes. Also, guys, I will be discussing some changes that I'm going to be making to my channel in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. There's not really going to be any content changes. It's more of like a schedule change, but I will, I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Gypsy Rose. Oh my gosh, where do I even start? Like, you don't even know where to start because there's so much, right? There's so much. Before Gypsy got out of prison, I was actually for Gypsy. I was on Gypsy's side before she got out of prison. And I believe a lot of people were, right? Because, a lot of us thought otherwise until she was released and more things started coming out, more and more truth. Her behavior patterns have been really, really weird, really weird. For somebody who spent 8 years in prison, I believe it was 8 years. Am I correct? I believe it was 8 years in prison for conspiring to unalive her mother. I seen her on a talk show where she said, Nicholas is the one who did it. He did the actual, I'm not the one. I can't do that. I didn't do it. I'm going to call bullshit on that, guys. You did do it. Gypsy, you did do it. Because if it wasn't for you wanting that to happen, Nicholas would not have done it. So it starts with you, right? It starts with you because you are the influence that caused Nicholas to do what he did. And again, Nicholas, for those of you who don't know, I know a lot of you know, but for those of you who don't know, Nicholas was a very mentally disturbed guy. He had autism, ADHD. I mean, the guy collected a permanent disability check, for crying out loud. Okay, what does that tell you? That tells you that he's got some serious things going on upstairs. So, and the fact that Gypsy knew that he placed himself into multiple personalities or multiple characters, that should have told her right there. He's going to do anything I ask him to do. He's literally going to do anything I want him to do. She used him. She used Nicholas. She manipulated Nicholas and then goes on TV and said, I'm not guilty. I didn't do the actual. Nicholas did the actual. I can't do that. Well, if you can't do that, why did you voluntarily sit in a bathroom next to your mother's bedroom while you were listening to her scream and yell and become unalived, right? And I apologize for those who get annoyed with us using, unalived, schmurdered, things like that. And that is purely because YouTube is very, very sensitive to certain words. And if we say those words, sometimes YouTube will catch up onto it, and they'll like take the video down, you know, and we don't need that, right? We don't need that as content creators, and you guys don't need that as viewers, because we bring you the information, you want to know the information, and then YouTube says, nope, nobody can know this information. So that's why we have to be careful with what we say in these videos. So I wanted to start with that. I wanted to clear that up, because I think out of this entire situation, the thing that makes me the most upset, the absolute most upset, was Gypsy saying that on that talk show. Now, I don't know what show that was, if I'm being completely honest. I've seen it numerous times, like the clip and stuff of her saying that, but I don't know what show it was. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But out of everything, that ticks me off the most. It really does. I mean, how can you say that? You are the reason your mother is dead. You are the reason Nicholas did what he did. It started with you and it ended with you. You are the front runner. You were in the front line of that schmurder. You are just as guilty as Nicholas is. I'm sorry. Because you made it happen. If it wasn't for you, Nicholas wouldn't have been there to do what he did. You made it happen. You are just as guilty, if not guiltier, in my opinion, because your mother is dead because of you. Your mother isn't dead because of Nicholas. Your mother is dead because of you, because you made it happen. And, you know, I say you, speaking to Gypsy, I don't know if she's going to see this video, but that's just my opinion on that. That part just rattles my chain, let me just tell you. And then I think the part that ticks me off second most is the fact that Gypsy basically became a celebrity for schmurdering her mother, right? And for those of you who say, oh, it wasn't Gypsy that did it, it was Nicholas. No, it was Gypsy that did it. I just explained why. She became a celebrity. Like, so is that all we have to do? Like, to become celebrities is just go around unaliving people and making up lies and saying, oh, well, they tortured me, they put me through hell, they did this to me, they did that to me, so I had to take care of the situation and eliminate them altogether. And then I'm gonna like become best buddies with Kim Kardashian and Caitlin Lowry and all these people, right? No, that's not how it should work at all, like whatsoever. So that part really rattles my chain too. And no, it's not a jealousy thing, because trust me when I say one of the last people I would want to be or be like is Gypsy Rose. Let me just say. It's not that. I'm trying to think. It's common sense, right? It's common sense. You unalived your mother. Your mother is dead because of you. But now all of a sudden you're this big icon and you're a celebrity and you're friends with big celebrities and you hang out with big celebrities and you make money. Now, oh my gosh. Okay, this part really ticks me off too. Like, this girl makes money off the fact that she is responsible for her mother's unaliving. Now, it does not matter how much Dee Dee tortured Gypsy, okay? Even though I don't believe she did to the extent that Gypsy says. I believe that Dee Dee did have some issues, obviously. I believe that Dee Dee did make mountains out of molehills. I believe that Dee Dee did take things further than they needed to go. But I don't believe that Dee Dee tied Gypsy to a bed or beat her with a belt or starved her for days or, you know, anything like that. I don't believe that. I really don't, because I believe that Dee Dee was the opposite of what Gypsy was describing. I don't think that Dee Dee was an abusive parent who didn't care for her child. I believe that Dee Dee was an overprotective parent who more than cared for her child, resulting in the Munchausen by proxy, you know, stuff. So even though that's what I believe, but even if Dee Dee was this huge abuser that Gypsy made her out to be and made Gypsy's life a living hell and tortured Gypsy and everything else, you still don't, your mother, okay? You still don't do that. I know a lot of people are saying, why didn't you just walk out of the house and go to the police station or go to a neighbor or do this or do that? And every single excuse that Gypsy comes up with when people ask that question is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. You were more than capable of getting your ass up out of that wheelchair, walking out the door and going wherever and saying, my mother abuses me. You went to the Social Security office to sign paperwork with your mother so that she can remain your guardian because she claimed that you were unfit to take care of yourself, and you signed those papers. You had an opportunity right there to tell that caseworker, I don't feel comfortable remaining under my mother's care. This is what she does. That is what she does. You had so many opportunities, doctor's appointments, visits to the social services office, social security office, visits anywhere, okay? She unalived her mother because she's a sick, twisted freak, and she wanted complete freedom. She just did not want her mother in her life anymore, period. That is what it comes down to. So again, even if your mother is abusing you, right? It doesn't matter. Nobody deserves to be unalived. Actually, I cannot say that. You deserve to be unalived because you unalived somebody else. Somebody like you, in my opinion, deserves the death penalty. Abso-freaking-lutely. So yes, there are some people who deserve to be unalived. People like you, Gypsy. Yep. And, people like her mother, she deserved to be in prison. Dee Dee deserved to be in prison. Dee Dee did not deserve to die at the hands of Gypsy and Nicholas. I don't care what Gypsy says. She's just as much as responsible as Nicholas. Because again, if it wasn't for Gypsy, Nicholas wouldn't have been there to do what he did. Now, we all know these things. I know you're all sitting there saying, Jenny, you're stating the obvious. We already know all these. But again, I am bringing you, things from my perspective, my opinion, as you guys did ask for, because again, I know that some of my spirit box videos were confusing some people. They weren't sure like what side I leaned on. And again, making this video to clarify that. Do I also believe that Gypsy and Ken are split up? Absolutely. There's lots and lots and lots of different signs that point to the fact that yes, they are. Do I believe that Gypsy's baby belongs to Ken? Absolutely not. I don't. I believe that Gypsy's baby belongs to someone other than Ken or Ryan. I truly believe that Gypsy has been sleeping around. Even before that, we all know there's proof out there in the world that Gypsy was a little slut, but, very free-spirited in that type of department. But I do believe that Gypsy used her newfound freedom to jump around, if you know what I mean. And I do believe that Gypsy's baby does belong to somebody other than Ryan and Ken. Absolutely. And can I just say that there is one thing, there's a lot of things that bother me about Christy, right? But there's one thing that Christy did that absolutely, I can't even begin to explain how horrified I was when I seen this. And this to most people might not be a big deal, but to me, I could not believe this. Like when I seen this, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like you've got to be kidding me. So when Gypsy went to the doctors to find out the gender of her baby, somebody was filming in the room. I don't know if it was Ken's mother or if it was Gypsy's sister, Mia, I don't know. But it just showed her and Christy in the room from the clips that I seen. And when Gypsy found out what she was having, Christy immediately, without taking a single breath, immediately took out her phone, called Ken, and said, "It's a girl. Oh my God, it's a girl. Bitch, that is for Gypsy to do. That's not for you to do. You didn't even ask her if you could do that. You just took it upon yourself to take out your phone and call Ken and say, guess what? No, that wasn't your place. That was not your place, Christy, not at all, not by a long shot. Shame on you. Shame on you for that. That should have been something that you should have just kept under your hat. You should have brought Gypsy back home and let Gypsy tell her boyfriend, the father of her baby, what they are having, right? You're not having the baby, Christy. You're not. You're not even the baby's grandmother, technically. I mean, if we want to get real here, you're not. You're literally not. And if Dee Dee was still alive, you wouldn't even be in the picture at all. I'm sorry, but facts are facts. And now, now that Gypsy's had her baby, it's hilarious because not only did she have her baby like 6 weeks early, 5 or 6 weeks early, right? But she had her baby 1 year to the day that she was released from prison. December 28th. She was released from prison December 28th, 2023. She had her baby December 28th, 2024. I mean, that's too close to be coincidence, in my opinion. Way too close to be coincidence, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that too. I know a lot of people are speculating that Gypsy has a different father. That the father is either Ryan's or somebody else's other than Ken's because of the date not matching up as to when Gypsy had her baby. And then the fact that she doesn't want to show her baby on social media. Now, let me be the first to say that I agree with that. Okay, like if I had a baby, I would not be flashing them around on social media. I would definitely, I agree with Gypsy on that sense. I would want to protect my child, especially considering Gypsy being in the spotlight right now, and probably will be for quite some time, and not in a way that Gypsy hopes. It's definitely a negative spotlight. But while I agree with that statement of Gypsy not wanting to put her baby out there and protect it, you know, by not showing her baby and you know, things like that, Gypsy had no problem putting anything in the spotlight before. I mean, she would air all of that dirty laundry, everything. I mean, everything, right? But now suddenly she doesn't want to put her baby in the spotlight. That's strange behavior on Gypsy's part. It doesn't make sense to me because she has no problem airing all of her dirty laundry before. It didn't matter what it was. But now she just suddenly wants to stop. And a lot of people are wondering, is that because you don't have a baby, Gypsy? Is there really a baby with you? Do you have a baby? Some people are asking if she was a surrogate because some photos and videos look like she was pregnant. But then other photos and videos, especially closer to her due date, like in her 3rd trimester, I feel like she looked like she was pregnant in her 1st trimester. But then her 2nd trimester was like, you can tell, but you can't tell. She looks pregnant, but she doesn't. And then her 3rd trimester comes along and she doesn't look pregnant at all. Like, how much sense does that make, right? And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about because a lot of you have seen pictures of Gypsy Rose in her 3rd trimester and her stomach is almost as flat as a board. Let's be honest, Gypsy's stomach has never really been as flat as a board unless she was a little kid. And then the video that she showed of her showing her stomach after having the baby, right? Like her body recovery. There have actually been doctors that have commented, OBGYNs that have commented on Gypsy's video and photos showing everybody what her, you know, body looks like, you know, just a week or so after having her baby. And a lot of them are like, she did not have a baby. Like, look at that. There's no way she had a baby. Like, we're doctors. We know these things. Like, we can look at these things and tell you, we're looking at Gypsy. She did not have a baby. Like, she was not pregnant. Look at that. Like, look at her body. It looks exactly the same as it did before she got pregnant. There's no signs that she was pregnant literally a week ago. And that's what these doctors were saying. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go over and look at those pictures. I believe she did have it on TikTok. I don't know if she does anymore. I know that she took a lot of stuff off of her TikTok since her TikTok was hacked, which I also think is bullshit, to be honest. I think that was a setup, and I think Gypsy was in on that setup. I really do. That's for another video, because there's so much, right? Like, there's so much to talk about, but like, I don't have time to sit here for literally 100 hours talk about all of that, but I will. So, which brings me to some changes that I'm going to be making to my channel schedule. So basically, I'm just going to be putting out more content. So you guys are used to me putting out a Spirit Box video every Tuesday. On Mondays, it drops for my members for their early access perk, and then it goes out to the public on Tuesdays. And then every other Saturday, me and my husband go out and we do our live investigations in haunted cemeteries, haunted buildings, you know, things like that. However, my life schedule had changed a little bit, allowing me some more room to be able to create more content. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to be creating content 5 days a week. Yes, a lot more than what I'm doing now, and I'm super excited for it. And so basically we're going to be having video coming out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I don't know exactly what videos are going to be coming out on that day. I do know that I'm going to be doing about 2 spirit box videos a week. Live investigations, filmed investigations, videos of me sitting here talking to you guys just like this about different subjects and situations. Of course, my little mini documentaries, all of that stuff. There's just going to be a lot more coming out, and I'm really, really excited for that. So make sure that you guys stay tuned for all of that. And yeah, again, a lot of people were really, really confused on where I stand in this whole Gypsy Rose, Blanchard, Dee Dee, the whole situation because of certain questions that I was asking on my Spirit Box video. But like I said in the beginning of this video, guys, don't fret. If you are thinking that I am for Gypsy and support her, absolutely far from it. Very far from it. There's no way in hell I would ever do that. She made her bed, she can lie in it. I have to ask some of those questions, right? I do. Whether I'm on their side or not, it doesn't matter what I think of the situation. There are just certain questions that I have to ask the spirits to get the answers that we need. So again, I didn't mean to confuse anybody as far as where I stand and all of that, but had to clear that up. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and hearing me out. And again, stay tuned for more content. And if you like this video, make sure that you smash that like button and subscribe as well if you're not subscribed. I would love to have you join our little family. And to my members, a big shout out to them. I just got recently some new members. I did a shout out on my community tab for them. And again, if you are a member, you get early access to new videos. You get special shout outs on my community tab. And, of course, the little emojis and all of that, all the fun stuff. So if you're not a member, consider signing up because we do have a lot of fun stuff going on in that department too. Somebody asked me the other day if I was going back to Patreon, and I don't know yet. Honestly, I really don't know yet. That's something that I really have to think about, because when we did have Patreon about a year ago, we did do the private live streams and a lot of people enjoyed that. So I might bring that back. I'm still not sure yet. I have to see if I can fit that in my schedule along with everything else. But again, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Take care.